Okay, welcome in Art Peeps today. Got a real fun project having to do with one of my
favorite paintings of all time. Not probably one of the most popular ones, but definitely up there.
It is The Great Wave, as they call it, by Katsushika Hokusai. It's just a fantastic painting that I love. There's a lot of cool history about it that we are going to turn into a tear art. I haven't done a tear art in a long time, but I'm excited to do it on this one because I think it'll turn out really, really cool. So I'm going to try it out.
This is my first time doing it, so you guys can go along right with me and, live through some of the frustrations that it might entangle as we get into this.
Sure, he'll go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. That's the easiest way to get all my free fun videos coming out every single week. Click on the button and the bell.
Color paper that I use, I think I like this picture mostly because it's got like some of my favorite colors in. I like the light and dark blues together on the cream kind of background, so that's how I'm going to start it out. So I got a bunch of different paper.
Before we can add the paper, I'm going to give like a little step-by-step just to kind of set up the picture plane of where the wave is. My pencil a little bit further back, and I'm going to start with a line that kind of goes up and then over. So almost kind of like that S curve. Now this doesn't have to be super detailed. Again, we're going to go over this with all paper, but as long as you got an idea where some of these things, and then all those little kind of tentacles or ripples in the wave are going to be coming down. We'll address that in the torn paper, but I'm going to skip a little section and then do a curvy line that curves down and then comes right back up. Over that a couple times. Kind of makes me think of kind of Starry Night when we do that step-by-step, and that's kind of where I got the idea because I've done a tear art project for that, and I started out similar. I kind of got that first wave, and then the mountain, or Mount Fuji, is going to be in the background over here, so you can kind of do a triangle in that middle section. So that's kind of the middle, and where Mount Fuji is actually the topic of this painter's series. This is a series of a whole bunch, like 30 different prints. And then lower here on the bottom, we got another wave creeping in. So right under that first one, this one will go down and then back up. And get that slope to it. And then skip a part for the ripples on the wave. And then this one will come down and go all the way back over here. So now I think we got at least some of those picture planes set up. So you got kind of the sky, that middle kind of background, and what's forward is the wave that would be the foreground. So it kind of has that perspective almost, and that's one thing that made this a little bit more popular, is it still had kind of that cartoon quality with the colors, but then the perspective and the picture plane was set up in a realistic style on there. Okay, so now that we have that, now we can start thinking about where our paper and what colors that we're going to use. These are some of the main colors that I am going to use. I'm going to start out probably as it goes from dark to kind of middle, and then get lighter as we go kind of up the wave. Okay, so for the tear art style, clearly you are going to be tearing the paper. And as that tear kind of creates almost like a water or a wave texture.
On the top, you're going to use that to your advantage. So you're going to try to pick out little simple shapes and sections. Here's you just don't really want to have any of those straight edges.
Get rid of those and start matching up where you think different parts of the picture are going to be.
So see, just by flipping that around, this part goes up a little bit, and maybe I want this part down here to come down. So I can add that on there.
Over here on this side, I also want some of that blue to be filled in here, and you can use all these extra pieces
that you have also. I want it to be kind of going up over here, but then have kind of different layers kind of filled in here. So I'm going to add some of those on here, and then I'll start adding different colors as a layer. So kind of you want to get like a base level,
and then start with another level, almost like a sandwich. Sometimes I tell kids almost like kind of you got the bread level, and then you got your burger, and then you got your cheese and your lettuce and your other bun that kind of fill on top of it, and keep trying to make it thicker and thicker. Might look a little bit weird or not complete yet, but that's because we're not even close to being done yet. I just want to add a little piece over here.
On the bottom, maybe I'll put a little bit on this side. You can see how I'm just kind of ripping and tearing and thinking what pieces are gonna fit on there the best. And it doesn't have to be perfect by any means at all.
Okay, so now I'm gonna start with my other colors and then start putting the second layer. So now I got the first layer, now I'm getting to the second layer. Don't worry about having to be perfect on the sides. We can always cut that at the end. First layer done, that is your main goal. Now let's go on to the second and third and fourth layer. All right, you ready to see it? There it is. This is what I call an art project. This was really, really fun. A little bit frustrating.
I do have to admit on some pieces, but it turned out really, really cool, and I'm really excited to see.
And show my students and see what kind of problem solving skills and techniques that they want to use and that they create out of this one. You can see kind of towards the end, I added a couple different layers of paper, which I probably would have done first or should have done first. And then with my Sharpie at the end, I thought I'd add a little bit of detail just to kind of clean it up a little bit, put my name over here. And I tried to, as best as I could and authentic as I could, I tried to write peace and hope over here in Japanese. Hopefully you like it and yours can be just as successful. So as always, I am Mr. Shooty. This is Mr. Shooty's art class, and we'll talk to you guys later.